first things first, guys. How are you?
We're good, thank you. A little bit hangover, to be honest, but that's I think that's part of the ADE. Yeah, for me. Not for
He's alright.
He was the wise guy. Yeah.
Is it like a homecoming because you tour all over the world and now you're in your home country?
I think a little bit. It's a little bit, but it's funny because this is the fourth time we've come to the ADE event, and every year we try to compare it to the years before. So, for example, the very first time we came here by train because we had no money, we had no car, we just had our public transport card, you get as a student. Yeah. The second year we had your old car, which was about to fall apart. And then we were growing as artists, but also as person. It's funny to reflect every year again on that, and that for us it's really fun.
Well, I'd like to go back a little bit further quickly.
Yeah.
So, before you started Blasterjaxx, you were working as Scalix.
Yeah, correct.
And then you decided then to form a duo. So what could you do with two people? Well, why did you want to form a duo?
Well, first of all, it started because it was more fun, and I started to work with someone who also had like the same kind of style and sense of style in the music as I did. Very melodious and still hard, energetic, and something way different than what was getting out there. And it just started, for fun. Like, it's weird right now to look back on that, but it was just a fun project, and we had no really big plans with it or any expectations.
When did things change? Because with that partnership, it didn't last long, and then obviously you came in. But when did things start to turn towards, well, maybe we can do this professionally?
I think at the point where you were doing your internship, I was still in school, and we already noticed that your internship was it was taking so much time that it was hard to produce enough and to have enough time to produce. I had school, but what I did was like I showed up or not, and then we went back to my student dorm and we produced there all day and night. Went to the gym and we went back to studio. That's how we lived for a while. And I think at that point, and when the first money came in, let's be honest, that was the part where we were like, okay, I think we are doing this professionally.
And in terms of the music, was there? Yeah, obviously you
I
developed.
think after Where We Go, a Reborn, it started.
And the Koala EP.
The Koala EP was definitely,
Yeah, when Markwell and Tiesto picked up our music, that was the point where it all started.
And when we got like our own shows, playing all those little clubs and bars.
If you take that song, and now looking back after these couple of years, what makes that song so good?
It's funny because Koala, the tune, to be honest, we never play it. Why?
Okay.
Because back in the days we made that tune and we had no idea how it would be to play it live and how it would sound in the crowd and how the whole arrangement of the track would be. And the break was, we are dying in the break. It's so deep. It's too long and too boring for some reason, and that's the reason why we don't want to risk playing it because it kills the mood, the break. That's. Am I right? Or
people like it. So.
People like it. That's true. Yeah. But the drop is just crazy.
It's different.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. Like people like it because it's different than other things.
We just did something and we thought this is cool and. It came out, and back then there wasn't no such big thing as EDM, and I remember that we watched the Tomorrowland After movie. We had no idea what Tomorrowland even was. We saw like all those DJs playing, and we heard some crazy tunes in the background, and we were like, "Oh, this is cool. Well, let's do something like this, but not like this." And because we came from the Latin house side, so in the beginning it was very mixed up, with all those club tunes and club vibe, Latin vibe. Kind of tunes,
And you mentioned that DJs picked up the song. Is it important, and even now, that the community of DJs kind of pick up your song? And
absolutely, because they are spreading your music all over the world, and all over the place are people looking for new tunes, and they are shazamming it or trying to find it back on 1000 track list. So yeah, it's definitely important to get your tunes played by all the big DJs. Yeah.
And is that something that you yourself try to do now as well, to try to help some?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We do that. If the tune is good, we love to play it. And I think for almost every big festival, we have at least 4, 5, maybe 6 tunes of absolutely unknown artists. But we got them through our promo email, and it sounds fresh, so why not?
Okay. And well, you mentioned that Koala wasn't, well, in your mind, doesn't work that well live. Is that something that you take into account now when you produce a new track, that you think, okay, how is this going to be live?
Well, back then when we made that song, we didn't have the shows we have right now. Sure. So we didn't know how it's working on the crowd. You know, right now we know every show we can see what tune is going well in the crowd. You know, so we can test them out. And yeah, we make them out of the crowd reaction. Yeah.
And then, what is one of the more recent songs that went over well, or that you were surprised?
Ghost in the Machine is very well when it comes to the new trend of like having a big longer break in the middle and the drop already at the 1 minute. So you know, it works fine. You can mix it really smooth, really fast if you want, and you can wait till the second drop, but you can also play only the first drop and then next song. That's currently really important.
And well, why is it important to have?
Why is it important? I think I think from experience, a lot of DJs lately play very, very fast. The crowd is, I think, a little impatient or a little spoiled when it comes to DJs, and we are the same, to be honest.
I think maybe the DJs like to drop, so then they play the first drop and that's it. And some DJs like the break and the drop, and then they play both, so they can choose. That's good.
Is it difficult because in the past couple of years, electronic music, EDM, has exploded massively? So is it difficult to keep up with all the changes that are constantly going on?
Well, not to keep up, but the point is you want to be like the trendsetter of those changes, and you want to come up with fresh new music, which doesn't sound like something that's already out there. That's hard lately, but we're still trying to do our best on it. And I mean, like in the beginning, that's where we came from, so we can do it.
And what, because like you say, you want to separate yourself from everything that's out there. What do you think, well, for you, makes your sound unique, or what is your...
Well, I think one of the most important things is that you're not picking another song that is already made by another artist and try to make something like it. I think it's important to start something fresh that comes out of your mind.
Yeah, we basically follow the basic rules of making the track between 128 and 130 BPM. And
that's it.
That's it. And only the kind of arrangement sometimes, you know, but even that's depends.
Not even that.
So it's just the basic rule: 128, 130 BPM, and
then just do whatever is in your mind.
Play around.
Yeah. And well, you say play around. What kind of things inspires you then? Can it be anything? Because I suppose for every song it's different. But
a coffee can inspire me.
Some tricks which work on the crowd live, what you have seen or experienced, but also just come up with something and try to make it so cool that people will like it when you play it, even though it's weird. I mean, like we have a reggaeton transition track, so it's just EDM, big room. EDM is a little bit dirty word now. And then it goes back to like a 105 BPM reggaeton tune, and that's awesome. And why not? I mean, like nobody does it, and we do it. Fuck it.
This is interesting. You say EDM is a little bit of a dirty. Why?
Why? I think a lot of people don't understand the real meaning of EDM. I mean, like it's electronic dance music, and it's not only big room house right now. And the point is that big room house is so popular and got so commercial that a lot of people want to join the bandwagon. And what you get, the quality of the sound is just going down. That's true. But the same is happening with the future house right now. You already mentioned it. It's a new trend coming up or already out there, and right now everyone is copying those tunes, those Oliver Heldens tunes, and you get a copy of the copy of Oliver Heldens tunes, and then a copy of the copy of the copy, and then it gets only worse.
Okay. And then is it difficult then to navigate this industry, because it is kind of dance music and house music is in a way, there aren't that many albums going around. It's more track-based. So how do you stay relevant in a way?
Well, we got our fan base, and as you already figured, we just love to do and to make what we feel is cool, and we see if it works, and if not, then not. But so far, knock knock, we're doing great, and everything. Well, I don't say turned into gold, but got well accepted. And
well, you mentioned Ghost in the Machine already. Can you tell me how that song started?
Yeah, that's interesting.
We started the melody, the main melody in the song. We made that melody two years ago, and we thought it was cool, but we never could figure out a break for it and a drop. So we were like, let's wait for it. Yeah. And then at some point, we met MOTi, and we wanted to do a collab with him, and then we put up some old projects of ourselves, and he put some old of them, and
we chose for this one.
And then this one was cool, and he said, I can make a drop for this. And he made the drop, we did the break, we got vocals.
True, the only problem we had was that it was from an old project, an old computer we used back then, so it was kind of a struggle in the very beginning to create that sound again, because it was the very first hoop was so fresh and so unique, it took a while to get there.
And with these kind of collaborations, because it happens a lot with DJs, so is it then difficult, because you're already a duo and then you have somebody else there, is it difficult to know when a song is finished?
Yeah. It's basically a song is never finished. Like there's always a point where you're like, we can add this, we can add that, but you have to stop at some point. And you have to get over it, like this is done right now.
I think that's the benefit of being a duo, because at a certain point you'll be like, okay, I'm very sure this is it, and then you can think about it. And when you're alone, you keep going in cycles. You're going in circles, and then you can get crazy of it.
If you're alone, you can't get yourself out of it. And if he tells me like this is done,
or not, and lately we found by experience that if you think that the tune is done for 90%, you're not there yet. No, it's still tweaking and tuning, and sometimes it's a pain in the ass.
Okay. Finally, then, what are you working on now? How do you see your future?
Bright. Well, we can't announce too much. The only thing we can say that we got our own label, Maximize Records. It's in collaboration with Spinning Records, so we are very happy for that collaboration. And we got our very first single with the release date for the end of November. So that's coming up next.
And then no title yet?
No title, but the diehard fans will definitely know this is a tune, because we have played the break. It's a vocal track. We played the break already 2.5 years ago, since we've made it, and only on certain parties. And I think it's the most requested song of all our sets. Yeah.
Okay. And very quickly, you mentioned a label. What are the advantages for a DJ to have their own label or to start?
Well. First of all, you're more free to do what you want. You're not stuck to all the. Of course, you have like a plan and a rollout for the release date and stuff like that, but you don't need to be in a waiting list for months. To get your release out there. Second of all, you get a lot of new demos from other producers as well, and it's important to strengthen your brand as an artist, and also for the label. And you can identify more your own sound and the sound you want to bring out to the world. So you can create a really new style or new sound in the existing industry.
Okay. And have you figured out kind of what that sound will be? Or?
I think it's the sound we play in our live shows, and it's not stuck to any BPM. As long as it sounds cool, fresh, and energetic.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.